So I get this question a lot, even from my own kids. What is equity and why is it important? Especially folks that aren't already in the process of homeownership really have a hard time conceptualizing how valuable equity can be. And so this is what I want to show you about equity. So equity is the difference between the profit in your asset, what you could sell it at, and what you owe, in particular dealing with real estate. So I've written this very elementary graph, and I'm not an artist, so I apologize, but I like to think of it this way. So here's your asset, your house that you bought. Here's what you owe. And I like to think about it as, building your house in a lake. So here's the lake. Everything down here is what you owe your mortgage lender, who you got the mortgage loan from. And everything up here is what you have invested in the house. And it's pretty standard and typical to put a down payment toward your asset when you buy it. In many cases, that's 3.5% for an FHA loan. 5% is the minimum for a conventional. And if you're VA, it's 0 down. But let's just pretend for argument's sake that this is an FHA loan and that the person buying this house put a 3.5% down payment. This down payment, this rooftop above the water line, represents what they have invested in their assets. So if they were to sell it, they would get this minus the costs, right? So they would get whatever, you have to pay off your bank when you sell it. You got to probably pay your realtor if you're using one, but everything above this line is your profit. That's what you have put into your own asset. So as you own a home though, you're paying off this asset, right? You're paying down this loan. So as you're paying down this loan, let's just say you own this asset for 5 years. As you're paying down this loan, what you owe goes down, and what you could sell it for is a larger spread in a flat market. This is assuming that the market is not appreciating. This is all things being considered flat. So if your market is not appreciating, is completely flat, then in 5 years after you've paid down your asset, the spread from what you owe to what you have in your asset goes up because you're paying down that loan. But that's not the only way that assets appreciate. If your real estate market, and that's usually the city around you, the neighborhood around you, if that area is appreciating, and I would encourage you to look not only at neighborhoods, but at citywide. In fact, city to city appreciation rates vary greater than really neighborhood to neighborhood. And there's a lot of leading indicators when you look at appreciation, whether your city government's policies, the employment rate in your area, what the federal government is doing with the interest rate. This all affects appreciation, and appreciation is the growth of your asset. So let's just say that you've been paying down your asset for 5 years, but you're living in a market like Austin that's had a really healthy appreciation for many years. If your city has appreciated, your asset itself is actually growing. So this red marker represents the growth of your asset. So year after year, you're paying down, so the spread is increasing what you owe, and if your market is appreciating, your asset's growing, so the spread is even larger and larger and larger. So get with your realtor to find out a couple of things if you're interested more in what your asset could appreciate for if you bought within that city. You need to talk a little bit about what appreciation rates are, what have they been historically, are they going up in your city, are they going down in your city, are they staying flat in your city? And your realtor has data to provide you with this information in every city. And you can even do this neighborhood to neighborhood to see which neighborhoods really appreciate more than others. This data is out there and it's available. So get with your realtor if you're curious about what your property or your asset is appreciating for. We can do this for you here at Hoyden Homes, and we're always happy to be a resource for you. So if you're curious about asset appreciation when it comes to your house, give us a call. We'd love to be a resource for you.